Chat, overall, how are you guys feeling about this expansion going into it now that we've seen all the cards, we've seen theory crafting, we've seen what Slay the Spire is and will continue to be, and now we have played the early access Tavern Brawl. Would you guys say that you're excited for the Hearthstone Cataclysm? I'm low-key hyped as fuck. Damn, okay. Also, I want to make this very clear for some of you. Not tomorrow, but Wednesday, I will be starting a brand new free-to-play climb because of the whole like temporary cards they give you in your collections. And I'm gonna try to get that done throughout like next week. So like I'm gonna try to stream as much as I possibly can on that free-to-play account to get that done as soon as humanly possible. So Wednesday should be a very long stream, just for the record, and potentially Thursday. I'll probably get it done by Thursday. Guys, I haven't been legend on my main account for like 3 months. Oh, it's funny. I don't even think I've been above silver and standard in like 3 months. Well, that may be incorrect because I've probably done like videos and stuff, but I haven't pushed. But usually at rotation is when I'm the most excited for Hearthstone. So I'll do a free to play and then maybe we'll do something on the main account after. We'll figure it out. There's like a new card back or something. I don't know, bro. To me, it's like, especially now, it's like I'm playing Slay the Spire. I played Slay the Spire. Dude, I'm on Ascension 9 with Ironclad. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Okay. So we have a new Hearthstone set. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to go through every legendary and rate it at a scale from S to D. S being it will be played and nerfed. A means that there will be an entire archetype built around it and it will be playable or slots into a vast majority of decks. B is will be played but could be cut. C is like only the niches play possible, and D is unplayable. Any questions? No? Okay, good. Woohoo! Okay, beautiful. Let's get into this. What's first? Victor Nefarius. Okay. I've updated this. He's a 4-mana 4/4 battlecry. Craft a custom undead dragon. If you're holding a dragon, reduce the creation's cost by 3. Okay, I saw this in the theory crafting, and I thought it was actually pretty decent. I feel like in post rotation, it might actually be pretty decent, especially because at least was nerfed. So like now it's not competing as much for the 4-cost slot. You know what I mean? And I think what that means for Victor is that it's very easy to slot in if you're playing like any unholy deck. Now the question will be, is there unholy deck for Death Knight in this new expansion? I have no idea. But I will say if there is, this card is auto slotted in because some of the combinations are probably going to be pretty nasty. You know what I mean? I think it's fine. I'm not freaking out about it though, but I think it's actually pretty decent. I'll put him there. Also a card, by the way, depending on the card pool, this card gets stronger or worse, but theoretically it will be the most consistent during the first expansion of the year. So should see play. If there is an unholy deck, that's pretty much where I'm at here. Should see play. I think you easily slot it in if you're playing any unholy. You have Arisen Onyxia, 9-mana 3/6 Colossal +2. When your hero would lose health in your turn, gain that much max health instead. And the wing is a 1-mana 1/1 when summoned, get a random 2-cost minion and cost health this turn. Herald twice to upgrade. If you guys do not know the new mechanic, I don't even know why you're watching this video. Go watch another video and come back. I can't explain the mechanic. I've done it 30 million times at this point. So I'm gonna not do that. You also have Onyxia's wing, which is what you get when you actually herald as well. Wait, don't you? No. Wait. This is a herald. Wait. Don't you get like a warrior or some shit? Wait a minute. Don't you get like a warrior or something? Or am I tripping? A soldier? Where how come it's not here? Same stats, different art and name. So it's the exact same thing? Okay, I'm just double checking because I didn't actually get to play with this card. I think this card's pretty good. The problem with this card may be is you may not want to play the minions that you generate, or you may not want to use your life for every Onyxia's wing until Onyxia is actually played. So this could be a theoretically very slow card. It also depends on what the pool is as well, because theoretically you could get cards that just don't really do anything, but you're getting max health anyways. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's probably good enough to see play if you're running 2 Bloods. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't run this unless Herald ends up being really bad for Death Knight. I feel like after rotation, they probably do want it though, right? Herald just seems good. Like this expansion is very reminiscent to me with Descended Dragons. And I feel like all the Galacrons will probably get played. You know what I mean? you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is probably an easy A. We'll have to wait and see how strong it ends up being, but I feel like there's enough tools for Death Knight, for Unholy, and Blood just to be really, really good. So we'll end up doing this. Okay, how do you pronounce this card? Nespirah? Nespirah. NES Pyre. Okay. 3 mana, deal 1 damage. After you cast a spell spell, reopen. Death Rattle summon Nespirah Unshackled, which is a 6 mana 6/6. After you cast a spell spell, getting a random Naga, it costs 1. Okay, very important thing to say here when this comes to this card is that this is a Naga. How many Nagas are gonna be past rotation, chat? That's the real question. Because if you get this card's kind of nuts. So, can you get a random Colossal? It's not in the pool? Okay, card's ass. It's so bunt. What? Wait a minute. Then my whole analysis is off. It's poo. No, it's straight poo. What do we have in here? Is this post rotation or after? Probably. This looks like it's... Okay, what is leaving? Let me lock in real fast. Gone. I think you're still in. You'll be in. You'll be in. You'll be in. You're not discoverable. You're gone. No, you're in. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. Gone. I think still in. Gone. Gone. Believe this is still in. You can generate a Colossal randomly. You cannot discover one. Oh, okay. Then what are we talking? I was pretty sure that you could. I was like, I'm pretty confident that this is actually discoverable because it's not a Titan. It's not a Titan. Okay. Back to what I was saying. You absolute freaks. I was in my element and then I got distracted. If you get this card, it's nuts. That's a good card. Okay, 1 mana for this, especially if you're in the Herald deck, is good. Now the problem is with this card is that it's a long time, no? But you are dealing damage, which is cool. I just feel like you can't really like rely on this too much. You also got to think of it like you need to pop it on a turn where A, you're gonna have a lot of fel spells, but B, you can actually have mana to play those fel spells. You don't want to blow your full load. This is a nice, slow, methodical, get yourself as close as possible to pop in the Nespirah or whatever you pronounce it. And then the next turn you go crazy. Like you just blow your load. And I think in a lot of Demon Hunter decks, blowing your load's pretty good, no? Illidan's known for that, right? I'm pretty optimistic on this card. But not like autoplay, but you have to kind of think about if it's gonna fit your deck or not. So I mean, I'm going with the B. I think it has, but I do think this is a card that will get worse as more Nagas are added to the game. We just do not know if Nagas will be added to the game. Like they kind of just remember when they added Drain Eyes and then Drain Eyes kind of just disappeared. Like it could be the same thing. So maybe the pool stays the same. Also, with more fel spells in the pool, the better this will be, because the better fel spells in the game, the easier this is to proc, and the more Nagas you potentially get, and it's perfect. It's fantastic. What's next? Should just be in order, right? No, it is not. Okay, Ashara, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I think I was a little bit scared of this card for not a really good reason. Now, that being said, I am basing this off how I felt about playing with it against Regis Kilbin when I got to play Theory Crafting early, or how I felt about playing it with in early access Tavern Brawls. I feel like the issue we may have here is that your opponent may build something that is just so annoying to deal with that it just kind of feels like whatever. Now, obviously, if you get to hit them for a ton of damage, this ends up being very good because it's almost like 8 mana for a Pyroblast in a body, which is fine. But I think the situations where it ends up being that good is going to be not very often. Now, that being said, because this card actually gives you plus attack this turn, if any card interacts like Blade Dance does, it's actually not too bad. I loved watching Regis' video because he kept apologizing for beating you. Dude, I don't know why Regis was apologizing. He was messaging me and I was like, dude, I don't care enough. I really don't. Like, I was just kind of having fun. I was like, I kept telling him in Discord, like, you don't have to apologize. Like, it's fine. It's so funny. I'm going to give this a B, maybe a high C. But they don't call me Monkey D. Luffy, so I'm going to put it in B. Okay, anyways. Also, you know what? Fuck Demon Hunter. Merithra of the Dream. Any future career plans now that Firebat, the cooler, funnier, and better is back to YouTube to fuel your AGS niche? Yeah, I'm going back to my original job as a stripper. I'm very excited. Okay, 8 mana, 4/12 Battlecry. Fill your hand with random dragons. If you spent 25 mana while holding this, they cost 1, and it's a dragon itself. This card's ass. I think the first hour I played with it on Theory Crafting gave me enough reason to never want to play this card ever in my life. I hated it. I hated it. The average dragon doesn't feel good. You also have to kind of wait your whole turn to blow your full load. And even if you do blow your full load, you're playing random dragons that sometimes are just like not good. Now, there are situations where you will high roll. You will high roll. But if I compare this card to something like Dragon Queen Alexstrasza, do you guys remember Dragon Queen Alexstrasza from Descent of Dragons? I feel like this card is just significantly worse. It is just not even close to how good that card was. I'd rather have Dragon Queen Alexstrasza almost every single time here. I feel like the only way this card is very playable is if you randomly generate it or you steal it from your Druid's hand. And we saw that live when someone, I think it was Dane or whatever, they stole my Merithra through Deja Vu and their dragon was just infinitely better. I'm not optimistic on it. I think the whole holding your cards in your hand and spending mana mechanic isn't very strong. So like Arena, sure, but like I'm going like D or C here. It might be a D. I'm gonna be. I think it's is a big cat. I think it's unplayable. I think it's so bad. I think it's so bad. Yo, Scrubs a lot. Thank you for the sub, man. Welcome to the cat army. Thanks, man. Okay. Wickerfang. 6 mana, 0/5 Colossal +4 after 1 Wickerfang leg gain stats. This gains them too. These are the Wickerfang's legs. They're all 1 mana 0/2s that gain +1/+1 at the end of their turn. Any buff that is AoE is very, very good on this card. But here's the problem with it is that A, you need board space. B, if you have no buff, this card sucks dong. And C, I feel like Druid doesn't need it. I feel like Druid, can I say something? Can I say something? I feel like Druid's not going to be good this set. I think Druid is not going to be good this set. That's my opinion. Because I feel like the stuff that Druid got is good for Arena, but it's not good for Standard. So I think if we hit a critical mass where like it's really easy to buff your board, Wickerfang gets good. But you know, they don't really have anything that's spicy, if I'm going to be completely honest, this set. I feel like it's not something I'm very excited for overall. I also feel like this card's just not very playable. You kind of need the dream situation. And like, let me say this right at the beginning of this. Usually at the start of rotation, what ends up happening is the decks that are extremely aggressive end up being really good early in the day, in the early part of the set. But as things get more refined and people realize what's good, what's bad, I feel like this card is only going to get worse. So in my opinion, I don't think it's great. I don't think it's D tier though, because there is a chance that at some point there will be enough cards that interact with this positively that you want to play it, but I don't see it right now. I really don't see it right now. I think Druid is more ramp is the other bigger problem, but well, maybe I'm wrong. I just genuinely don't see it whatsoever. I really don't. I think why are you rating these anyways? I thought everybody will play Slay the Spire too. It's so fucking true, man. Magmaw, 7 mana, 2 attack, 12 health, Colossal, 99. I mean, any leftover appendages when there's room. And each one is a 1 mana, 2/1 death roll. Give a random friendly minion plus 2 attack. Dude, this card's weird because I actually have no idea how good it is. I don't think I saw it once, which doesn't give me expectations that it will be good. But this is one of these cards where it's like, unlike Wickerfang, like you kind of have to have an answer to the 2/12. Otherwise, we're going to have a serious problem. Like this shit's giga value, and it's potentially giga tempo if you don't have an answer for it. I feel like you kind of need to have removal for this, or it's just you're dead. The problem is though, what does this go in? Hunter has like the dragon archetype and maybe some aggro variants. I just don't see a world where this is going to get played, unfortunately. Not that I think it's a bad card necessarily, but it's just, it doesn't feel like Hunter really gives a shit about it. I will say this though. It's a beast. So maybe at some point there's some more positive interactions with a card like this, but at the moment it's like, I'm not feeling very optimistic on it. It's like, I almost want to put it in the same world as Merithra, but even Merithra has more of a potential, I think, than, let's see, I want to put Wickerfang down there, but I don't think he will. I don't feel like he will. Feels like Hydrodon, just good card, not game warping. Hydrodon is better because 2 of the appendages had rush. No, wait. Yes, on the battle card. Yeah. At rush. Which is like kind of the bigger issue with a card like this. If any of the appendages had rush, whew, talk to me nice. You know what I mean? But I just personally don't see it. I personally don't see it. All right, next on the list. Imagine Magma being played into being hit by the priest and Bew 3/3. Wait, oh, what card is that? Oh, like the -2 damage or whatever. All right, Abyssian, 7 mana, 6/6 battlecry. Your dragons have rushed this game while in hand. Play a dragon to become a 12/12 dragon. So one of the archetypes I do think Hunter is going to play is some variant of dragon. And if you're playing dragons, this is a very easy card to slot into because most of the time this is going to be a 7 mana 12/12 that has rush. And then it gives every other dragon rush as well. The issue is, and this is kind of a weird one for this one, is like, I almost feel like this is too slow for what the dragon deck wants to be. Isn't that weird? Like, I feel like you don't care enough for this to be like the most impactful card in the world. But at 7 mana 6/6, it's all right. It's all right. There's going to be some good interactions with this. It'll probably see play. I don't think it's going to be like a nuts thing. But at some point in my life, I think it will be played. And I'm pretty sure, I'm very confident that it will be played in Dragon Hunter. Just like, it's not going to be the greatest card in the world, but it will probably see play. I think it's very easy just to put it in. Archmage Kalec, 4 mana 4/4 battlecry. Give all spells in your hand and deck spell damage +1. I think this card is good. Good card. Good card. The real downside of this card is like just not drawing it. Which is funny to say out loud because it's like, not sure it'd be fine. You could say that about any card, you know? Just draw the card 5 head, you know what I mean? I think this card will see play because there will probably be an archetype that really supports it. Also, this card's around for the next 2 years. And spell damage +1 on everything just sounds extremely good. So it's so boring. Yeah, but the thing is about Hearthstone is sometimes, most of the time actually, the most boring cards end up being extremely strong. right? Like if you slam this on 4, it's gig over. Like this shit's winning the game on the spot. So I'm pretty sure that there will be an archetype surrounded by this. I don't think it's gonna get nerfed, but I think it's very easy to put this in A. Just seems good. Like even there's a bunch of spells that interact really positively with this too, so I'm pretty optimistic on it. Kind of boring for sure, I get you, but I mean, it's just a good card. Good cards exist, you know. Vulcanos, 7 mana 4/8 Colossal +2 at the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to all other minions. It's an elemental, and this is not a Herald class, but you do get this 2 mana 1/4. When this takes damage, get a random fire spell that costs 3 less. Bro, why do they make this? You guys have any idea? Is there any world that sees play? Well, let's do our due diligence here. Let's take a peek on what fire spells will be in standard at the time. Okay, this will be in. This will be in. This is in. This is in. This I think is in. I believe this is in. This is gone. This is Whizbang, right? No, it's Perils. Gone. I think that's in. It's in. Gone. Gone. In. In. Oh, that's actually a lot more fire spells than I thought it was gonna be. This is gone. Holy fuck, there's actually so many fire spells. Huh? Basically what I think the problem with this card is though. I wish this said like battle cry, deal 2 damage to all other minions, and then as well as at the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to all other minions. So I feel like the problem is that you have to wait till the end of the turn for this to be relevant, and then you may only get 2 fire spells, and then it was so bad. Imagine playing Raw, Baron, Geddon in the big 2026. I just feel like if you're playing Mage, you don't need this. That's my thing for it, right? Like I feel like you don't care. Why would you care? Like just seeing the amount of different fire spells there are in the game, there's so many that most of them are not going to interact like very positively for the deck you're playing. So it's like for 8 mana, like are we playing this for real? Or sorry, for 7 mana? For real? I feel like it really needs a battle cry for it to be playable, so I'm not very optimistic on it. So it's like D. Around there. I don't really care too much about it. Nauseu broad aspect. Okay, if you asked me before playing this card, I would have told you I thought it was bad, but now that I played with it multiple times, I actually think the card's pretty good. You just kind of need to hit the nuts on it. And like, how likely are you going to hit the nuts on this? You need the aura. If you don't get the aura, I don't think the card's playable. Because you're not playing a 5 mana 4/4 Divine Shield. So you kind of need to hit it twice. If you hit it twice, it's a very good card. The other problem with this card is that it kind of needs to be on turn 5. Maybe turn 6, but on turn 5 is very, very important here, I think, is the most important. There's so many ways to interact positively with it, though, that I think it will end up being kind of a problem. Because the weapon is available. The weapon is available. The definition of a win more card, I don't agree with that. I think it's a card that sets up a board that's really annoying to deal with. This card is like, you just drop it, and it's like if your opponent doesn't answer, they probably lost, but B, it's like then they have to deal with every other minion on the board, theoretically. That's the other problem with this card, though, is that you need another board. I think the highs are really high for this card, but other than that, it's like, is it really that good? I don't know. There's a deck that fits it. That's the thing. So I think it's good. I don't think it's going to be like you build the deck around it, but I think it is playable. I just don't know if this is going to be like a meta definer or anything like that. I guess it fits into the A because it's like the deck you build around, but I like B more for him. I think B makes a little bit more sense. There's going to be times where this card's in your hand, it does literally nothing. Like other than give itself Divine Shield, I guess. So we'll put it there. I feel like this is the type of card, by the way, from, it's kind of the, do you guys think, hold on. Let me get a gauge here. Do you guys think, hold on. Let me get the card. Cause I'll throw it back here. And then you guys, I'll remind you guys of one card here. You guys remember when you guys thought this card was going to be the greatest card of all time? And you guys were freaking out about it? And I was like, nah, there's no way. I feel like it's kind of like this. Where sometimes this card's going to be really good. But other times it's going to kind of be like whatever. You know what I mean? Crazy strong with other Divine Shield guy that makes 3 shield hits to pop. That's Disneyland. What do you mean gaslighting? Is a big cat. No. You guys can't back out of this shit now. You guys were fucking saying to me, you're insane. This card's so broken. Oh my God, you're delusional for not thinking it's so good. You guys are liars. Liars. Go back and watch the Emerald Dream tier list. You guys are liars. All of you. I remember it because you guys are like, oh my God, you're so stupid. I can't wait to come back in a week and be like, ha, you're so wrong. Torth is so good. Get the fuck out of here, you clowns. Anyways, Norse Dome is probably the same thing. Probably a good card. But I don't think it's going to be like nuts. It probably sees play in some Paladin deck, but it's not the reason you're playing it. Guys, can I say something? I think this might be the worst Colossal. Like, I'm going to be honest. I think I'd rather have the Mage one than this one. Dude, this card feels so bad. It feels so bad. Like, I played it like 4 times, and every time I played it, I felt like it did nothing. Like, it was just there. It was so bad, bro. Like, I can understand why they didn't give it Rush, because Rush is very strong. Like, that's a very good thing to have on a monster that has a ton of keywords. But dude, it felt so bad every time. I feel like I never wanted to play it ever in my life. Ever in my life. I felt like I just can't. Like, and it sucks too because I feel like the card's really interesting. Like the whole like Chromatis thing with the multiple heads and stuff. But man, me personally, I just feel like it's unplayable. Like it just feels so bad. And like as the meta gets refined, I feel like you just can't play this card. Like you just can't play this card. Now I could see a world where they get rid of lifesteal and give it Rush. I think that would be a fine thing to do. But they in its current state, I feel like if you play this card, it's not going to necessarily do a lot for you. And that's where I'm at, unfortunately, for Paladin. I just feel like it's not very good. Oh, that's the wrong side. I was like, that's an old card, no? Okay, Alexstrasza, Guardian of Life. 7 mana, 8/8 battlecry, set your remaining health to 15. When you reach full health, deal 15 damage to your opponent. I think currently this card's bad. Potentially in the future it ends up being okay, but realistically, this is like Disneyland with Alexstrasza, and I like Disneyland, but I don't see a world where I'm like, yeah, like I can't wait to play this card. 7 mana, 8/8, do nothing. Potentially make your life even worse. Tough. Tough. Maybe if you randomly generate it. I think if this goes off, like you're probably winning the game anyways. That's where my mind is. I think it's unplayable. Oh, not Deathwing. Oh, buddy. Okay. I think it's unplayable. Okay, the Black Blood 7 mana 4/8 Colossal +3 after you restore health to a character attack a random friendly enemy. This gets 3 Colossal buddies that all say 3 mana 1/2 at the end of your turn. Restore 3 health to a random friendly damaged character. This card actually seems not too bad. Or friendly. What did I say? Friendly. Wait. A random damage friendly character. Holy bro. I just had an aneurysm. I feel like this card is fine. I don't think this card's as bad as other stuff in this set. I feel like after playing with it, it's got more potential. That's kind of where I'm at here. And with the right cards played before this, like if you play the 4 mana 4/5 dude, I think it's okay. Comparatively to the mage one, I like the black blood more because at least it's kind of like an impactful card. The problem is, dude, is like you can't raw dog this card. Like you need to put it on a board that has minions that it can kill. But then sometimes it's not going to be able to kill anything. Chat, is there any hand buff stuff for this card? Like, is there any way to make this card actually like have more attack? That's the real question. Guys, there is. What does Priest have? I gotta look. Two health. Oh, it's all the hand buff stuff. That's right. That's right. You know, the health stuff. And there's that 5-drop, right? Yeah, the divine dude. Yeah, I mean, like, that's fine. I'm not feeling, I mean, I think it's better than D. I think the card's not horrible. It's probably like the same case of like Ashara. Seems okay. Not freaking out about it though, unfortunately. Okay, Isorath. I think that's how you say that. Isorath. I don't freaking know. 5 mana 5/3 battle card. Devour 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, then go dormant for 2 turns. Death Rattle, return them. And this card sucks big dong. I don't know why they made this. The only like really interesting thing about this card is you could bounce it back to your hand to stop your opponent from having 2 cards, but then you're playing a 5 mana 5/3 do nothing, and that doesn't sound very good. Against any deck that already has a board, you can't play a card like this, unfortunately. So that's gonna be rough. You don't believe in tech control rogue? Oh, yippee, let's take away all the rogue cards and give them Isorath. I mean, I don't think, listen. I know some of you guys might be upset that Shadow Step's gone, but let's look at the positives, okay? Let's look at the positives. If you pull up Slay the Spire 2, there's a card for the silent called Shadow Step, so you can just play it there, Smile. I'm putting this in D. I hate this card. I think it's really bad. Okay, Sinatra, Frank Sinatra themselves. 6 mana 5/5 Colossal +2. Your spells from other classes cast twice. And you get appendages that are her wings. They are 1 mana 1/1 when summoned, get random spell from another class. It costs 1 less, Herald twice to upgrade. Dude, can I say something? I feel like the art of this card does not deserve this effect. This is by far one of the greatest arts I've ever seen in this game. And if you have not looked at the full version of it, hold your fucking horses, okay? Hold on a second. Like, you put some respect on this card. Look how good the art of this card is, man. Look at this. It is phenomenal. Like, it is such a good piece of art. It is crazy. Holy moly. It is actually depressing that with how cool the art is, they gave it this effect. It's actually kind of sad. And I know there's no conversation probably of like, okay, like this is the art. It's going to look menacing. The effect has to look menacing as well. I don't think they would do that. But I feel really weird about this card because it's like, what the fuck? This card feels bad. I mean, it feels so bad. I mean, you could do some stuff with it and some moments are really fun. But man, I'd rather just play in B-Rogue than play this shit. Like, at least in B-Rogue, I get to play an actual competitive deck with it and have my way with it. Also, dude, why did they rotate Tess out? why did they rotate it out? I feel like this card wants Tess so bad as like a real way to win the game after you go through all this shenanigans. And like they took Tess out and they added Sinatra in, and it's like, why did they do such a thing? You know what I mean? Yo, Robo, thanks for the sub, man. Scrubs a lot. I think of the subs a while, but thank you, bro. Funny thing is that she was a secret boss in Cataclysm's first raid, only accessible on legendary difficulty. That's pretty dope. I mean, don't get it twisted. Like the Sinatra has aura. She looks great. Like, if I got to pick a dragon to ride like Daenerys Targaryen, not like you freaks who think riding is something else, I'm picking this dragon. Fuck Deathwing. This dragon looks sick. I would have, the people would fucking fear. Anyways, I think the card's really bad. I think it's borderline unplayable. It's probably fine. It's better than like everything in D, I think. So maybe it's easy to play. I think we definitely need to get Tess back into the game. Thank you. All right. Alakir, Lord of Storms. Bro, I'm going to be honest. Shaman looks giga. I think Shaman's going to rip ass. Alakir is going to spread the winds open. You know what I'm saying? Like that card looks good. I think Herald Shaman actually has a lot of potential. It just looks like a really good deck. Reminds me a lot of, I keep saying it, Descent of Dragons, Galakron Shaman. It kind of just reminds me of it. Good tempo, good cards for the Invoke, or sorry, the Herald. The Herald minions you get are good. It just has the perfect package. I think it just looks great. And overall, I think Shaman's going to kick ass. I'm feeling an S. Actually, I don't think it's going to get nerfed. IA. Good card. Really good card. Here's the thing, by the way. Seduced by Deathwing's promises of freedom and power, the Windlord summoned massive storms over Uldum as he led his forces to assault the Titan strongholds. How'd you get the Sinatra full art? I just went on the wiki and I looked up the card. Yeah. Good card. I think it looks really good. It played very nicely. Where was I? Okay. Morchok is a 10 mana 10/10 battle cry. Draw a card to reduce its cost by 10. Repeat this with excess cost reduction. Also an elemental, so maybe it matters. Guys, I hate to say it, but I think this card is not good. Now, there were a couple of moments during the early access Tavern Brawl where this guy was kind of popping. Like he hit Deathwing off the rib. He got a 10/10 plus Deathwing, which was great. And that was great. I loved it. But then there were moments where I drew like that 9 mana card that reduced. And that sucked. And I feel like you don't care enough for it. If there's a way to get this card. Now, this is a card that will be looming in the shadows, right? Like he'll be looming in the back and it's waiting for a card that can decrease its cost so you don't have to play for 10. Now, you can get it off Alakir. Like we just talked about it. If you fully Herald, you get all your adjacent stuff to 10. There's a chance you get to generate this card and then it ends up being pretty sick because then you're playing a 1 mana 10/10. It also draws you a card that's reduced. That's great. But like, I don't know if I want to play a 10 mana 10/10 and potentially just draw nothing. And then it's kind of depressing, whatever. So, I mean, could be good, could be bad. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's like unplayable, but like it's kind of waiting in the shadows. It's waiting in the shadows, in my opinion. And that's where I'm at. Okay, Maloriak. Can I say the art of this card is also extremely good? I love the way it looks. The diamond version of this card is actually Chef's Kiss. I think it looks really good. 7 mana 7/7. After you discard a minion, summon a copy of it. If you guys watched the video I did before theory crafting, I tried to make this card work. The problem with this card is that you kind of need the Disneyland hand for it to really work. It is kind of a dream. And that sucks because the card effect is interesting. I just don't know if standard is ever going to have enough tools to make this card actually playable. And I feel like it's probably just never going to see play because Warlock could do better. And like, we'll talk about Cho'gall in 1 second here, but the dream of this has such a high, but most of the time it will not be playable enough. Now, I will say, just like Morchok kind of lurking in the shadows for cost reduction. If they ever print more discards that allow you to do some really degenerate shit with this card stonks go way up. So, you know, put a buy order in case. You never know when it's going to be worth millions of dollars in your TCG collection, or sorry, CCG collection. But at the moment, by the time I'm making this video, it's probably like here or here. It might be D because I do think it's like currently just unplayable. Like you just can't get away with it. But at some point, maybe, right? But yeah, the animation on the diamond card is really, really good. If you haven't seen it. Cho'gall Mastermind, 9 mana 6/6 Colossal +2. Your arms and soldiers destroy minions in the enemy's deck instead. Heralding and the Colossal are Cho's arms or Gall's arms, whatever. You get a 1 mana 2/2 at the end of your turn. Destroy the minion to the right to gain +2/+2. Guys, I think this card is so good. Like I remember when we first reviewed it and I was like, there's no way this is that good. There's no way. Bro, there's so much sauce for this deck. It's actually insane. And then this card pairs with as an alternative win condition, and then on top of that you have Deathwing. And that card is, I think the whole combination, the whole deck will be one of the best decks in the game. It's good tempo. It has good removal for the eggs. It fights it has the what is the card? Like the Cursed Chains deck, or a card that pulls the minion from your side. It's got good removal. Like it's got everything. I think Cho'gall is easy A. Easy A. I think it fits. I think you build the whole Herald with him around it. Very good card. I think it's a very good card. I think it just looks great. Like, I mean, I'm so about it. I'm so about it. Commander Geddon, 7 mana 7/7 battlecry. Instead of drawing each turn, discover a card from your deck. It costs 3 less to destroy the others. I never played with this card. I think this card's very niche. Like, this card would be really I know I bring up Slay the Spire a lot, but I think this card would be really good in Slay the Spire. I think this card would be really good in Slay the Spire. The other way of looking at it too is I believe it stops fatigue. So you could kind of look at it as your late game assurance. But I don't know if that's really the way you want to look at it, because it's hard to play a 7 mana 7/7. That being said, there are countless games. Oh, does it not stop fatigue? Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Okay, regardless of my last point. If Slay the Spire has taught me anything, drawing the right card you need at the time that you want it is much more important than probably taking a turn off. Sometimes you just take an L for a turn and then it ends up being a lot better. So if this is the difference of drawing your Deathwing like 2 turns sooner, right? That card paid for itself already. This card I think has potential. I also feel like, and I could be wrong, but you know, in the quest, if Quest Warrior is still a good deck and you shuffle in a bunch of these treasures, like, I mean, finding Time Warp is just winning you the game. So like, are you paying 7 mana 7/7 to expedite you finding Time Warp? Yeah, probably. I think it's good. I think it's a fine card. I don't think you're gonna like lose your mind for it, but I think it's like an easy like B high C, like maybe more niche. But it's a cool card. Okay, there's a lot of weird interactions with a card like this, so I'm hoping for the best. I do think the card's really interesting. I'm happy. Why is my Hearthstone streamer comparing everything to Slay the Spire too? Well, they kind of interact kind of similarly. They kind of like almost play exactly the same. It's not 100%, but kind of. The Reg Russi, the Great Fire, 8 mana 8/8 Colossal +2 at the end of your turn. Trigger your minions' death rattles. Hand of Ragnaros is a 1 mana 2/1 death rattle. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Herald twice. At max capacity, this bitch is doing 8. So if you drop Rag on 8 fully Herald, you're hitting them for 16 damage, and you have the minions, and they have the death rattle still. That card seems pretty fucking strong. Easy to build around. It looked like Herald Warrior was also going to be rather playable. And on top of that, imagine hitting this shit with Time Warp. Oh, that's like Disneyland shit. I think the card's very good. I think it's easy A. I think like the Colossals, you know, it's so funny because the 4 of these Colossals look like they're going to be fucking nuts. kind of bad, but I mean, this when you hit the nuts on this card, I think it's gonna be so good. All right, Varanoth. I don't know. 6 mana, 6/6 battlecry. If the total cost of your starting minions was 100, split 100 stats among minions in your deck. This card, I think, is Disneyland. I think it's just like most of the time, I think this card's not playable. Most of the time, it's not playable. I feel like, okay, now, but there's an asterisk to this, because if there is ever a card that lets you just draw this on turn 6 or whatever, chef's kiss. This is also a card that will get better with more cards added into the game. I think that's very important to note here, because this may not be playable for this expansion, but all it takes is a couple cards that allow you to draw it consistently, or replay the effects earlier in the game, or whatever, or just good minions that really care about stats. But I mean, I just feel like it's just not the case. Not the case. I'm pretty sure this is D. I don't know if you can ever play it. I'm really not optimistic on a card like this. Maybe it's C though, because I feel like everything else in here is actually just unplayable. This card might be okay. Might be okay. It feels like a starter game effect. I mean, I don't agree with that. Because if you give every minion, let's just say +5/+5 at the start of your game, or like even +3/+3, that's kind of concerning. You don't want that shit. You don't want that shit. You don't want that shit. I'm not about it. So yeah. Gen Curse King, 4 mana 5/4. While holding this, if the rest of your hand is all even or odd, transform into the Worgen King. And the Worgen King is a 4 mana 6/5 battlecry. Upgrade your starting hero power cost 1. Chat, I'm gonna be honest. This card has the chance to be really good. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's like you know that what's that? Okay, I'm gonna draw a graph here. Someone's gonna tell me what this is called. I forgot what it's called. What is this called? What is this graph called? Where it's like, holy fuck, hold on. What is this curve called? Normal distribution. Yeah. Okay, so like, I feel, what is the inverse of normal distribution? I feel like that's what Gen is, because I feel like Gen's like this. It's either like really high, it goes low, or it's really high again. And the high moments are like, you hit this shit on turn 4 as Hunter, Demon Hunter, or maybe Warrior. I don't even think Warrior really needs this, to be honest with you, but Hunter and DH, I feel like really like this card, especially, and I hate to say it, Demon Hunter could go fucking crazy with this card. I'm just putting it out there. On the other side of the bracket, it's also the same thing, right? Like Hunter, right? Just play the card, right? Everything else is every other class here. So I'm thinking to myself, if you're gonna play Gen, you need to either put it into Demon Hunter or Hunter, maybe Warrior. But that's where I think it is. That's where I think it is. And that's where I'm at. What do you guys think? This card's really interesting because I feel like it has its game plan and overall like goal is so interesting, but it doesn't work out for a lot of classes, and that's my thing. With Priest, I don't think you play this in Priest. Why would I ever want to draw this card? And why would I ever want to play mana for it when I can just do other stuff as Priest to buff my hero power anyways, well develop the board probably even better, or defend myself? I think it's just really good in Hunter. Really good in Hunter, really good in Demon Hunter. And that's where I'm at. I'm really curious to see where this card ends up. I'm gonna lean to the fact I don't think it's super good, but I think you could play this in Hunter and Demon Hunter. Like, if aggro works out really good for any one of those classes, I think this is just an easy slot in, and you're just laughing to the bank with you know. I think it's just a good card, and in those particular archetypes, and that's it. But it depends on how good those archetypes will end up being. I don't think you really need it as Warrior. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it doesn't seem like it's very necessary, but maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe I'm just an idiot, and most of you are gonna agree with that anyways. So that is what it is. Okay, Warmaster Blackthorn. I believe this is the right version. 7 mana, 6/6 battle card. Destroy all cards that cost 2 or less in both players' decks. This card was a menace beforehand when it hit the hand, but now it just hits the deck. This card's probably too slow. And Rogue's dead anyway, so I mean, what else are you targeting? So I mean, like, I'm gonna put it like here, I guess, like maybe like it's play, but like if we're talking about 4, like obviously it's up here now. It's like, I don't know. Around there, probably okay. Okay, Ultraraxian. How do you pronounce this again? I know you guys have told me before, but I forgot. I'm just gonna call it Ultra if that's fine, because I think that sounds sick. 6 mana, 6/7 battlecry. Herald your Colossal. Reduce Deathwing's cost by 1 Herald to improve. This card was goated. Okay, if you're playing any Herald deck, you need to run this card. It's an auto include, because if you get Deathwing reduced or cost reduced at all, it's already doing its job, and you're heralding S tier. No, it's not getting nerfed, but it's A tier. It's A tier. It's A tier. I think it's a very good card. Very good card. Very just mwah! Beautiful, beautiful. And finally, Big Daddy, Deathwing Worldbreaker. 10 mana hero card. Battlecry, choose 1 Cataclysm to unleash. Herald twice to upgrade, you get 12 armor, and your hero power becomes +5 attack this turn. You also get, obviously as you Herald, you get to go to 1 to 2 to 4. So you get Topple, you get Raise. Where's a Raz? Raze? No, I think it's Raise. Whatever. Enthrall or Dragon's Reign. All of them are good. I don't know how much I really care about this. Majority of the time I felt like I didn't want to ever pick it, but you have to pick it if you've Herald 4 times. So, or yeah, Herald 4 times, which is kind of weird. I do not think this card will get nerfed. I think the card is very strong. I don't think it's going to get nerfed, but I will say this. I think the card is just, if you're running any of the Herald cards, you are auto slotting this in. It's not even a question. The card is so strong. The card felt so good. Every time I played it, I think I won the game. Every time I play, I think I won the game. And I think that's where I'm at. I think this might be the perfect tier list. Maybe a little bit of this. I think I cooked. Oh my God, I think it's cinema. Let me just double check real fast. Am I feeling this? Put an S here. That makes sense. I like it. I like it. I don't know if this should be here. Maybe it should be here. The card's good. Yeah. Maybe this goes up here, but I really don't like it. All right, guys, out of 10. What do you guys think? Out of 10, what would you give my tier list out of 10? I'm giving it a 10. I'm giving it a 10. Easy clap. 0 for putting Alex in D tier. Donate the player of the game. Like some cards are underrated. Oh, I feel like I did a good job. Remember how wrong you were against StarCraft tier list? Okay, to be fair though, everybody was wrong about StarCraft. Everyone was calling it the worst set of all time. People were screaming in the streets how bad it was gonna be. Like, don't think I'm the only one that said it was bad, because we all know that most people did. And that's on God. Don't say cope. That's true. Even if you go look at, okay, you guys are delusional Andes. I swear to God, I'm gonna go on a rant here, okay? Give me 5 minutes. I'm about to put you all in your place. You guys are literally fence sitters until a streamer makes an opinion, and then you go the complete opposite regardless of what you said previously. If you go on the Reddit, and we all know half of you guys go on r/Hearthstone, if not more, and you go to the StarCraft section, most people were saying this set looked really bad, because it did look really bad, if I'm gonna be honest. Now, it turned out we were all wrong. But don't you dare act like you guys are better than me and or every other content creator because you guys are not streaming and you guys are some privileged, I don't know, greatest Hearthstone player that's ever existed. I don't know if you've seen this stream, but you're looking at the LeBron James of Hearthstone. Shout out Dreads, by the way, guys. Today's Dreads title is Rarran is the LeBron James of Hearthstone, unless he is sick. And if he is sick, then that means tomorrow, Dreads, listen up. Listen up. Okay? Any other questions? You know what I'm saying? I'm not making a tier list like my opinion matters, little bro. What if your opinion does matter and you just have no idea? What if you have no idea? He also has like this command in his chat. He also has this as a command in chat. What does Dreads? Oh my God. Okay, guys, I have a